Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Chicago is one of the top media markets in the country, so it makes some sense. But I gotta tell you, Philadelphia, not far behind. Cleveland, Ohio, not far behind. I would guess that precedent is now set.
They now would be paying, based on the last 12 months numbers, they'd be paying an additional $81.6 million in taxes.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It's InGame Live Prime Time on a wonderful Wednesday evening, a profit-making Wednesday evening, no doubt. Yours truly, Scott Wetzel and Dave Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern Time as we watch and, more importantly, bet on the world of sports. Ah, yes. Unfortunately, our show starts at 8 and not 7 or even 6:30. Otherwise, we could have gotten in on your Pittsburgh Pirates and basically pick them and maybe even favorites, Dave, as they're out to a nice fat 7-3 lead over Ohtani and the Dodgers. We have baseball. We got WNBA. Got a good little angle tonight in the WNBA. We got maybe a little golf preview with Cam Stewart later on. We got NBA previews. The finals finally get underway tomorrow night. Black Cloud, same game parlays. We got it all. What's going on, my friend? Rocking the old Kent Colby Pittsburgh Pirate outfit. Nice.
Not bad, right? Willie Stargell on the back of this one, number 8. Pops,
okay.
The captain. I don't have any Stargell stars on the hat, but we're ready to go. I've been hyped up since last night. We did a great job on the show. The boys behind the scenes, Viddy and Matty G, everybody did a great job. We're back again to do it today. Told you yesterday I was coming on dressed like a 1979 Pittsburgh Pirate. I got all the gear. I've been hyped up all day. Skeens is cruising. They got him the support. We're already over the pregame total. Was 8.5. Everything's going great. All right. We'll get to that Black Cloud play tonight. Same game parlay. Yeah. All that other business. I mean, look, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll find it today. I'm excited for your WNBA play. I also have on, it's the Women's College World Series. Not that you can bet on that. You might have that available on your book. Talking about the historic SEC matchup between Oklahoma and Texas. How weird does that sound? That's an SEC matchup now, right?
Oh, that's why it's a story. I was going to say, why is that a story, right? Oh, okay, is that the first one as SEC members? There you go. All right, so that's interesting. So we don't wait till football season. We actually do it in the springtime of now. That's kind of weird. Wonder why they did that. Why would they? They want to just get rid of the Pac-12 and be done with it, and get rid of the Big 12 and be done with it, because they got rid of the Pac-12 already as well. So they're all joining these leagues. I guess calendar year takes precedent over a school year.
I'm just calling it that. It's still there. I mean, they're still technically, I guess, in the Big 12, but I'm just trying to condition. I'm trying to condition our minds and our viewers' minds of how different college football is going to look. Like this is Red River shootout between these two schools in football season is now an SEC matchup. Nothing makes any sense. There's no more Pac-12. Everything is all over the place. So I'm just conditioning myself, Scott, because we're going to get it very confused when we get to the fall.
Let me ask you something pertaining to your boy Skeens today, because something happened that I was telling Ranieri when I was on Game Time Decisions. I've never seen before. I don't remember seeing it that often, right? Pitching strikeout props. Remember we talked a little bit about it last night. They came out last night. His line was 7.5, which, that was about what his number should be, right? Fifth start. He's hit that number a couple times. So I didn't bet it last night. We're doing a show. I looked this afternoon, and it's down to 6.5. And it wasn't like crazily juiced. It wasn't like 6.5 minus 160. It was like 6.5 minus 125. I mean, it was a legitimate full strikeout lower. And I've been gambling, Dave, for 30-plus years, and I still do this. I didn't bet it because I said somebody's got to know something. I mean, why would this guy's strikeout total drop? A full strikeout. A full strikeout. Somebody's got to know something. He's got to get bombed. He's not going to get out of the first inning. Something. He's not feeling well. His girlfriend stayed over last night. Something. He's got 8 strikeouts already.
Yeah, and he's only pitched 4 2/3. So
can't win.
I tell you all the time, and occasionally, the boys in Vegas you always refer to, and you say they know something, and somebody knows something. Somebody bet it somewhere in New Jersey. Nobody knows squadoosh. Just get it through your head. I'm going to print it on T-shirts. We'll put Bostonian versus the book on one side, and we'll put opposite picks on the other. For your podcast, my other show, whatever we got to do, we'll market that all over the place. It's nobody knows squadoosh. Just remember that. Like you, who's
bet the under on this guy, right? So that people must have bet the under, right, in order for it to drop, or did they wake up and realize they put a wrong line? But I don't think the line was wrong if you look at his strikeout totals. So what idiots bet the under?
Do you know what it was? Is what I heard this morning. The weather in Pittsburgh was bad. They weren't sure. You saw what happened to Imanaga. They put the number at 7.5 and said if he goes and there's any sort of rain delay, he ain't getting to that number.
Screwed. Right.
Guess what? They're into the 5th. He's got 8. Mother Nature, if it rains now, he already got 8. So you got the number. I mean, I don't know if some books have it in their rules that they got to be pitching 5 innings or 6 innings, or it got to be a completed game to pay the props. If it was our book, we'd pay the props because it don't matter if he comes back or not. He's already gone over his total. So that was the word on the street. I was up very, very early in Vegas, and that might have been what caused someone to make a limit play or something on the under. But if you've watched us on SportsGrid, we talked about it last night. It was a good spot for Skeens to go over, the game to go over. There's a lot of good things happening right now in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. How high is his number going to go? Because heading into today, he has 30 strikeouts in 22 innings. I mean, he's averaging almost a strikeout and a half, right? I'll give you his numbers. First game against, it's only 4 starts. So first game against the Cubs, in fact, the first 2 games were against the Cubs. 7 in 4 innings, 11 in 6. Then he only had 3 in 6 innings against the Giants, which is a little weird. But then 9 against the Tigers. And he, like you said, he's got 8, through 4. So who knows how many he's going to end up with now. But the dude's averaging basically a strikeout and a half an inning. I mean, can we see like 9s, 10s? I don't know if we'd see a 10, but 8
it becomes an innings
right?
pitched. It becomes an innings pitched issue. We have to know if he's going to be stretched out, let go 6 innings. If we know where he's going to go into the 6th or over, like you talked about the total outs bet last night. That was another one you got to look at. Books are going to move the number. People are betting it over, like they did last night with the Cubs and the White Sox. I mean, that game just started. We got the graphic there ready to go, And the White Sox, surprise, surprise, lead early, Wetzel. They led early yesterday. They got up to 5-0 yesterday. And we were talking about an automatic bet taking 4.5 runs, down 5-0, plus 140. We could have taken one of your long shots at 7-1 money line on the Cubs. They came back and win after the rain delay. So, baseball in-game betting is so much fun because I feel like you have a fair shot of getting the bet in because of the rhythm of the game. So you got a lot of options there between that one and then the Tigers and the Rangers. Any opinion on that game before we go to the break?
I do like the Cubs, although this Feedy guy pitching for the White Sox, he's been on the hill in 5 of the White Sox 15 wins. So they don't beat anybody. But at least this guy's, he's 4-1. So they were live dogs. I mean, if you ever, who could put American money on the White Sox these days, especially after last night, right? Nobody. So maybe a couple of pesos, but not American money. So I would say, but if they were going to get it done, this would be the one. Tigers, I don't like this year. Tigers and Rangers, there's something about this series I don't like. I don't know. Two mediocre teams. It's like flipping a coin. You have anything on this one?
No, this was a tough game. Tigers are 4-1 in Maeda's last 4 starts. Okay, Rangers under 37-22-2 on the year. Under only in this game is the only way I would look, but it's a hard pass for me too.
Yeah. All right, we'll look at the other games when we come back.
Get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
In-game live all access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
In-game live, prime time.
3-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
In-game live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. But now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, prime time here on the grid. Just getting underway. Hour number 1, Scott and Dave until 10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll check out some baseball stuff here. We got a little NBA preview with the series starting tomorrow. We got WNBA games starting in a little while. We'll throw that out there as well. In fact, it's just underway. So let me just say real quickly, I do like the Las Vegas Aces. They're laying 8.5, 9 days, depending on where you do your shopping, just because they lost their last game. So what? So they've only lost 2 in a row once in 2 seasons. I mean,
Wow.
It's amazing how good this team has been, right, the WNBA. Now, there's only a 40-game schedule, but that said. So, and after every loss, except that one in which they lost, they won the next game by 9 points or more. And all of them by double digits, really, except one was 9-point win. So not only don't they lose 2 in a row, when they lose, they bounce back in fine fashion after a loss. So that's why I say they're after a loss against Atlanta. So I lay the big wood at Dallas. Dallas is a pretty good team, but Las Vegas' numbers are too impressive for me.
It's 22-9, first quarter. About just under 3 minutes to go. That's a good trend. The bounce back trend. Yeah. This is one of the many Wetzel rules. If you guys or girls are new to the show, Wetzel has a lot of rules and policies and things that he follows pretty strictly with the betting. Pay attention all summer long for the WNBA stuff. This is good. This is good, interesting information. Did you have anything else on that other game tonight on the WNBA? On the W?
No.
Excuse me.
The W.
Okay.
Yeah, they call it the W.
The W.
Now.
The W.
Yeah, I'm going to be smart. I could play one, but I'm going to take the sure winner and walk away. I'm going to use certain leagues to really be like a smart gambler. And instead of taking my winnings with Las Vegas and then like doubling down on a goofy bet next game, let's just take the WNBA winner and we'll just move on. So
Lynx and Sparks, you have no interest, the 7.5-point road favorite or anything like that?
I know it's a big number.
Pass.
Yeah,
you just laid a big number on the road.
I know I did. What are the chances of 2 favorites winning and covering on the road? Like, now you're asking a lot. But I must say, one thing about the WNBA, the better teams win for the most part, and the better teams really cover for the most part. You don't have that many bad teams losing but covering. You know, they'll upset a team from time to time, but it's a pretty solid favorite league. So it's hard to lay these things because you think NBA, who wants to lay 9 points on the road? But in the WNBA, you're playing in front of 500 people, and you get blowouts, and then the disparity between the two teams. Well, all right, 600.
They're drawing crowds all over, especially when Kate and Clark plays. They got 17,000, 18,000. Some of the other arenas have 10,000. There's no more 500 people at these games, Wetzel.
Well, she's not playing for every team. She's not going from city to city. Whatever she's an all. She's like an all-star. Hopping from team. New York draws, Las Vegas draws.
Yeah,
couple of other
Phoenix
teams draw. That's
Phoenix 8,000 a game.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. That's not too
all
bad.
Right.
What's going on? All right, so your Pirates are up again. They just scored again. 8-3 over Pittsburgh. Let's run 8-3 over the Dodgers. You know the Pirates are 6-4 against the Dodgers their last 10 meetings? I mean,
I do.
If you played the Dodgers every game, I think you'd make the postseason, believe it or not. Dodgers are 10-1. You want to take a little nugget on that? Bottom of the 5th inning, 14.5. They think the dogs left the barn, or the cows left the barn, horse left the barn.
What I'm wearing? Can you not see what I'm wearing right now? I got the Pirate stuff on. Number 8. It's nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me. Are you seriously asking me if I want a piece of the Dodgers? Not tonight.
10-1. 10-1 is 10-1.
No, I don't want that at all. No, the Pirates bullpen though. I might want to take some of that run line. They're plus 4.5. Like, as soon as Skeens comes out, they already blew a game. He left up leading 5-1 against the Giants, end up losing the game, 7-5 or something like that. So, yeah, taking the run line and 4.5 right now is plus money. Wow, this thing's over move. We still got a lot of baseball to be played. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9 hitting. That's the only way I would do it. What's your in-game total? I got 14.5. It's 8-3 in the 6th. We're not done scoring. I don't think either team's done scoring.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
How
many pitches does Skeens have? Let me see.
Let's see. He has.
He's good for.
Right. Well, he's only good for one more inning. I mean, during the break, Vinny tried to shut him down.
93.
I don't even know what that was talking about. Yeah.
He might not even have one more inning at 93 pitches. Yeah, he might be done.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, he's done. I would bet that he's done. 93 pitches,
and they just,
lead with an 8-3 lead.
Yeah, and they just lowered it to 3.5 too. The books know. They realize that Skeens is out.
They're watching the show. I've told you people this all the time. The people they're watching the show. Again, send it to the S&W Corporation, the consulting fees. 4.5 was way too many. I knew that because the Dodgers were coming up to hit. So that's what they had to do. A lot of times you got to take those things while they're in the field. So if you want to lay the number, you do it right now with the Pirates and think they're going to win. They're up 5. They're up 5 in the 6th. Now, would you lay 3.5? I don't know if that's a good bet. I don't think I would lay 3.5.
Is their bullpen that bad? And the money line dropped from over 10-1 to plus 620. They whacked it 400 points. 400 points
To the show. That was too much.
Yeah,
although
that was way too much.
You can bet that. I don't want that. The Pirates, please, they have played very well. Third time all season that the Dodgers have been dogs. Okay, the Pirates have been favored over the Dodgers 8 times since 2013. Only 8 times.
Wow.
Not since 2018. They've been favored in a game. They play them 6 times a year. So it's a big deal that they ended up closing line favorites, and it's even better that they're winning. I love it.
We're curious to see when the game ends how many people showed up. Probably not a sellout, right? But I bet pretty close to it in Pittsburgh.
So Tawny's only trip in. Packed.
Yeah, could be. All right, we'll check it when we come back in Game Live Prime Time.
Get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that you know that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, Prime Time.
4-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, Overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time here on a Wednesday. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan for the next hour and 40 minutes or so until 10 p.m. Eastern time. Looking at some baseball, little NBA preview coming up. We got Steve Merrill from Wager Talk joining us in about an hour or so. Cam Stewart will join us next hour as well with his golf picks. In the meantime, how about a little SGP, same game parlay time? All right, this is where my Polish kicks in as my stubbornness. Let's go right back to the well with the dopey, goofy San Diego Padres, who somehow or another have not only lost one, but two to the god-awful L.A. Angels. So let's go right back one more time. Same game parlay. We have 4 legs tonight, not the 6 that we had last night, Dave. We're going to take the Padres again. We're going to go minus 164. We're going to go Manny Machado to get an RBI. We're going to get Manny Machado to get a double specifically. Why? I don't know. I just kind of stood out. And we're going to get Luis Ariz to get a hit. He did not get a hit last night, which is rare. He doesn't go back-to-back without getting hit. So I'm super confident on that. Pretty confident on the Padres. Add it all up, nice fat 9.5 to 1. That's the double is the one that, plus 330 is the one you got to kind of sweat out a little bit. But, he had a couple of hits last night, so his play is picked up like I mentioned last night. We just need to get a double, not a home run tonight, or a single.
That's really calling your shot. And for those of you that don't remember or have ever heard the story about Babe Ruth calling a shot, you're calling your shot, say, get me a double. That's really hard. Yeah. All right. I like what you're doing. As the book guy, I'm going, you guys, you can pick when he's going to get a double. That's really hard. I feel like I see these numbers and I'm like, I should get more than plus 330, but that's fine. Ariz is getting a hit. I feel very confident in that. Like you said, back-to-back games, very rare doesn't. You called the Padres dopey. You do that from time to time. That usually is going to be a jinx where, look, the computer even resorted, the smart computer, the smart projection picked the Angels. I don't believe it.
Wow.
Very rare. Like, when does it
Dylan
pick
Cease?
a plus money dog like this? Well, you got Dylan Cease, right? Pitching tonight. The boys have a producer pick on Cease, and the pressure's on. All right. They keep taking these shots and getting these big pluses. We've got the plus down. We need 7 strikeouts and the Padres to win. Is that what that means? Boys, that's a lot to ask. I don't know. Do you like the K prop, Scott?
You turn in a minus 170 favorite into, an underdog. So that's obviously good. Could the Padres win and Cease not get 7 strikeouts? Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have Cease win the game versus the strikeouts. Like, if you could bet, will the starting pitcher win? And that really moves the line, believe it or not, about 100 points. I'd rather do that because I think there's a chance, could the Padres still win without Cease winning? Yeah, but if you're thinking Cease is going to pitch well, he could pitch well and not get 7 strikeouts. But if he pitches well, he's going to get the win. So I would have done that.
Okay. The game is in Anaheim, and they've lost the first 2. Good trend for people that like the trends, where trends are your friends until they're not. 6-0 in Cease road starts.
Yeah.
Well, the game is down up the freeway from San Diego, up in Anaheim. I've driven that many times. It's a nice drive. I hope for all of your sake the Padres win. That way we at least get live for the rest of the stuff. So let's have the first inning, Machado get a double, Cease strike the side out, and we're leading 3-0 after the first inning. That way we can kind of cruise for the rest of the show. That'd be a good start.
Yeah. RBI double. Make that, too. Dodgers scored a run. It's 8-4 now, by the way. Stanky,
told you to take
7-0.
4.5. Here we go.
Yeah. 7-0 Yanks over the Twinkies. They've beaten Minnesota 4 straight this year. Outscored them 19-2, so it's now a 26-2. They've outscored. It's one thing to beat a team, Dave, but they embarrass this team. You talk about an
17 of their last
play.
21 for the Yankees in general. But we told you last night they're winning the games against the Twins since 2002 at a 74% clip. Tough times for the Twins. That's times.
Amazing. Wow. All right. More baseball talk coming up. 8-0 Stankies. Yikes.
get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that you know that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
20-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rhodes.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. But now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time here on the grid. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan, checking out some baseball. We'll get to the NBA here in a little bit, but checking out a couple of games, including the Rangers, who have the bases loaded, bottom of the first inning. I saw on Twitter that Kenta Maeda get taken out of the game already for the Tigers. Did something happen to him, I think? Check that out if you can, Matt. After 2 pitches, someone said. That's not good. Let me see. We got the box score there. And, he's out of the game after 2 pitches.
Wentz is in the game.
That's generally not good.
Not good.
That's. So, anyone that bet on any of those props, on Kenta Maeda, or anything pertaining to him, just out the window after 2 pitches. Yikes. That's not fair. If you got, like, the over prop on him, that's not fair, right? You should get a refund.
Well, if you bet under, is it fair? It's a good bet if you bet under.
Yeah, that's true. But who bets unders on props? Nobody, for the most part.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people do. There was the Jonte Porter one. The guy, a lot of people bet under. A lot of
Too many people bet under.
A lot of people bet that under for lots of money. Yeah.
And he left the game with an injury. Kenta Maeda, double check that bankroll. You never know.
3 minutes played for Jonte, and then, turned out that they parlayed. What's crazy in that from the book's perspective is that they parlayed every one of his props under. His points, rebounds, assists, blocks. Who knows what else they piled on. And, they had a 7.5-1 parlay. Putting all those together, and it didn't occur to anybody, maybe in the book or the risk room, to go, this is strange. How come these people keep parlaying all of these props under? And then when all push came to shove, they lost $1 million. So, got to be careful. And I think with the prevalence of the gambling, I think you need to pay attention to that stuff from the book's perspective, the league's perspective. Hopefully. I have no idea what's wrong with Maeda and hope he's okay. But if you had under, you should be a winner.
You got to believe, right? Without any proof. You got to believe guys do that all the time. It's so much easier with the under than it is the over. But even with the over, Hey, listen, guy, I'm going to make a concerted effort. I'm going to get my 4 rebounds tonight with an over-under a rebound total, like 4, 4.5. You know, in the NBA, you and I can get 5 rebounds if we want to. We legitimately, I swear to God, if you put either one of us in an NBA uniform and said, go get 5 rebounds, we could. Nobody rebounds in the NBA. That's why all the point guards have 5 zillion rebounds, because they're the only ones that get, because they want the ball, so they're going to go get the rebound. The days of Walton battling Alcindor underneath, you know, or Chamberlain, it doesn't happen anymore. These guys are all, you know, standing out at the 3-point line. No one's battling to get rebounds. I guarantee you I could average 5 rebounds a game in the NBA.
I will take all of the bets on that. There's no chance you're touching the basketball, okay? I don't even know. We've never met in person. How tall are you?
About 5'10" or so.
Okay, I am 5'10".
Yeah,
we're not getting
5'10",
a rebound unless everyone's on the other side of the key. Somebody shoots a ball, and we're the only one on the other side of the key where the ball comes to us. There is no chance you're out jumping anybody. You're out boxing out anybody, even if I know you've got good fundamentals and you get low. There's no chance you're getting a rebound in an NBA game.
You don't have to in the NBA. Because no one's boxing out. No one's standing underneath the basket. That's how these guys are all getting their double-doubles and triple-doubles. It's why Kyrie leads the Mavs in rebounding. You know, I mean, it's why, like I said, all point guards lead their teams in rebounding. No one's doing that. So, pertaining to gambling, I'm telling my buddy, hey, listen, I don't need any money. I got enough money. But I'm telling you tonight, I'm going to go get 5 rebounds. You would never catch those guys because they're getting over the total, right? I mean, you only catch the guys that are going under.
The goal for every player is to get the most. So you're always trying to get the over, right?
Right.
But, I mean, I would make the Scott Wetzel rebounding prop in the NBA a half. Minus 8,000. Like, you're not going to get one rebound.
Are you kidding me?
What shoes are you even going to wear out there? Like, what are you going to get the uniform?
I got my Hokas. I got my referee shoes. I got the good stuff.
Can you jump anymore?
No. In fact, the ball got stuck on the rim. It's like, you know what? Don't even look at me, brother. You got to get that one. That's sign. I'm not even going to attempt it.
You got the Hokas, and you're going to get a rebound in an NBA game?
Absolutely. Anybody.
Somebody record this clip. We're gonna use this clip. Somebody clip that. That's Wetzel. You're under minus a half, and you can name the price, whatever you want. Come on.
Oh man, you give me 5 minutes, and I'd have a couple of rebounds, as long as they're not hitting their shots. Absolutely. Come on, you watch the NBA game. They don't battle for rebounds. Like I said, the days of Alcindor and Jabbar. Pick a name, Chamberlain.
You're going to play 5 minutes in an NBA game? I'll put your points, I'll put your total minutes played prop less than 5 minutes.
Well, I have no say what the coach puts me in or not. That may be. But if I got 5 minutes, I wouldn't get any offensive rebounds, but I'd get the defensive rebounds. Defense, yes.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. I'm shocked. There's no way. You wouldn't even see the rim.
I don't have to. The ball's going to come down. It'll come down to me. I don't go get it. It comes to me. The old days, okay, but that's got to come to me now.
Do me a favor.
Everyone else is going to be running. They're all going to be at the 3-point line. Every single player is going to be at the 3-point line. I'm going to be the only schmuck that's going to be underneath the basket. So
ask the kids this question. How many, listen, because the kids tell you. They tell you the truth. Say, how many rebounds would I get if I played 5 minutes in an NBA game? Ask your daughters, ask your wife, ask your son, ask them all. See if anybody says 1.
All right. They'd probably say I couldn't make 5 minutes. I'd probably die on the court.
I know that.
But I'm in better shape now. I've been refereeing. I can last 5 minutes now. Barely, but I could.
So we got Mavericks and Celtics tomorrow. If I suit you up in a Celtics uniform, I don't know which color they're wearing. You get out there, you give me 5 minutes, like halfway through the second quarter. Give Tatum a blow, somebody, you're going to get more than one rebound, you're going to get a rebound.
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh. Somebody stop the madness. Somebody check him.
Who's gonna outduel me for a rebound? They're all standing at the 3-point line. So, like I said, I'm going to be the only one underneath. Someone's going to be open for 3-pointer, but okay, because I'm not going to be
Ball's
guarding
going to
anybody.
go over your head. You just said you don't jump. How are you going to get a ball?
I can put my arm up in the air. I don't have to jump to get the ball.
What's your wingspan?
About 3 feet on each side, 6 feet, 5.5 feet.
You're in trouble. There's no way.
Listen, just like in Hoosiers, go out just like in Hoosiers. Go get a tape measure, all right? The basket, the rim is 10 feet here, there. The free throw line is 15 feet. And what is it, 5 feet or so separate? Whether it's high school, girls, basketball, or NBA. I'll find my space.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
It is amazing how small the court is. These guys are monsters. And the court is just like... I think about that every once in a while, but I go out of court.
They're not even going to let you in the paint.
I won't really go down and play defense, so I'm gonna or play offense. So I'll stay in the paint. They can't keep me out.
You just go.
You just go exactly. I'll be the only guy hanging out on the defensive side. Most guys, cheat on the offensive side. I'm gonna be on the defensive side. I got you.
I
boys.
got it, guys. I got it.
You get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
3-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, just for the record, Chris Paul is 6 feet. Fred VanVleet is 6 feet, and they both average 3.9 rebounds. VanVleet 3.8. So we'll just say 4. They both average 4 rebounds at 6 feet. So they're 2 inches taller than me. So if these dudes are 2 inches taller than me, I think I can get half of their production. So I'll get 2 rebounds a game, not just 1.
Can you imagine
the
crowd rooting for you to just get a rebound? We'll put the scoreboard prop. Will Wetzel get a rebound? Yes. Over 1.5. Like people, we might have to see if we can make this work at MSG next season. We might have to go to Brooklyn. I don't know if they'll let you do it at MSG, but
yeah,
this sounds like we could actually put this together. We know the people in the right places that can put this together. The Scott Wetzel rebounding prop for even if we do it in a preseason, I don't think you're going to touch the ball. Yeah. I don't think you're going to touch the
against
ball.
the Nets? Maybe the Knicks with Hartenstein I'd have a couple of issues with, but with the goofy Nets, for sure. I would dominate.
Can you imagine how hard the other guys are going to go to make sure you don't touch the ball? I mean, you're going to be like...
you can't tell them. It's like I said with soccer. Like, if you put me on a soccer field and didn't tell anybody that, okay, I'm supposed to be like, a good, you would never know. I mean, you just run up and down the field. Never in a million years. But if you tell, this guy's never even, couldn't spell soccer, let alone play it, then you'll get exposed. So you can't tell the people that, I'm just going to be like the next white, superstar. That's all. The great white hope I'll be. So they can't have any incentive.
You look like every guy on the U.S. national team, like the soccer team.
Right.
That would be nobody. You wouldn't stick out. Nobody would know at all. That would be perfect. Put you on Spain. Somebody just show up. Who's this guy? New guy. Don't worry about him. Yeah.
I'll get a tan. I'll fit right in. No problem. Throw a couple out. Start talking pig Latin. They don't know what I'm saying. Got to be foreigners. So got to be good. Okay. Yeah, sure. Just don't pass me the ball.
One time down the field. You would make one time down a soccer pitch. One time. You'd be waving, tapping your head. Get me out of this game, please. Get me out of this. This is too good. Oh, my gosh. Did you look at any baseball futures? Did you see the baseball futures? We got stuff listed. Skeens, his rookie of the year numbers on the move. There's all kind of things happening. I looked at the thing, and I said, Wetzel's got to have something here. Have you made any baseball?
Well, they don't offer that in New York, so I don't get to see those numbers.
Bet that?
No, can't bet that. No Cy Young, no MVP, no Rookie of the Year. Yeah, it's stupid. We can bet how many times he's going to sneeze, right? We can literally bet on how fast his first pitch will be, but we can't bet on whether he's going to win the Cy Young Award or the Rookie of the Year Award. How goofy is that?
Wow. That's a lot of people that don't have access to that. I mean, the American League Cy Young is getting interesting. Scooble is the odds-on favorite. Corbin Burns has been excellent, masterful for the Orioles. And then after that, I mean, there's some big prices. There's some names. Lugo's been really good, and I guess him and Reagan's would be a split vote, on Kansas City. I think that's wide open. Gill for the Yankees has been pitcher of the month in May.
Yeah.
And he's got some value on his bet. The National
League
Cy Young
numbers? What were Burns' numbers?
Plus 410.
What's that say?
Plus 410.
Yeah.
Second choice.
That's like
There's only two guys less than 10-1 in the American League. So the National League Cy Young is really interesting because Wheeler's was the odds-on favorite before the season, still is the odds-on favorite. Glasnow's right behind him. But then you got Ranger Suarez at 11-1. And the buzz is that what if Ranger takes away votes from Wheeler, Glasnow doesn't pitch the full season? Who's under them on that list between Fried, Imanaga, Chris Sale's been really good for the Braves, right? And then, your guys' night tonight, Dylan Cease. After that, it's probably a long shot. 18-1, Logan Webb, 20-1, Aaron Nola. The Phillies have three guys on this list of the top 10. How good is the Phillies rotation, Wetzel?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know what, though? As good as it is, do they really have, an absolute shutdown? Maybe I'm just too old school, but do they have, just an absolute fireball? This guy's wins all, like Chris Sale in his prime, right? I mean, Wheeler's nice, but, am I afraid to face Wheeler? Ranger Suarez is doing great, but no one's afraid to face Ranger Suarez. And Aaron Nola's numbers have come way down. I mean, you look at the lines when Aaron Nola pitches for Philadelphia, they're the lowest out of all those pitchers. So, I mean, I don't know if they really have anyone that's like great. All rock
Zach
solid.
Wheeler is unflappable. He's so in control. He doesn't stray far from the strike zone, so you don't get like those games where he has 4 walks. I feel like he is, I would argue he's the best pitcher in the National League. I can't believe you don't think he's a guy that, when teams are going to game plan for him, you kind of know you're up against it when Wheeler's pitching, and now you got to always worry about Nola, but you have to worry about Ranger Suarez. That's as good as a 1, 2, 3, at least right now, that we've had in the past, 5 years on any team. I'm surprised you said that. You just don't like the Phillies.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers had some pretty good guys. When you had, Kershaw,
Bueller.
Yeah. I mean, and they had the other guy that had won 19 games. They got no respect. I forget his name. He's not on the team anymore. But they've had some pretty good guys. Like, I don't have confidence betting minus 250 on Zach Wheeler. Do I have it on Chris Sale in his prime? Yeah. Or Kershaw in his prime? Yeah. But Wheeler, like I said, I take him on my team. I'm not saying he's bad. I just don't seem like they're over the top lights out. That's all.
Wow.
So,
okay.
I wouldn't bet that bet.
You ain't getting
I think Sale's going to win.
You ain't getting a rebound.
You get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bids?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
20-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, Overtime.
As you sit here and listen and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back InGame Live, PrimeTime here on the grid as we get set for a number of games that'll start in a little while. We got a few games that are going on now, and we also have Black Cloud going on right now. All righty, right back to the well. I don't know how we didn't hit our Black Cloud play last night, which is why it's the Black Cloud, I guess, because, man, it just looks so obvious, right? So right back to the well. We're going to go Oakland and Seattle. We're going to go pitching prop. We're going to go strikeout prop, except we're going to cross the diamond, and we're going to go with Seattle's pitcher tonight. Logan Gilbert, over 6.5 against the pathetic A's, right? A's, 54 strikeouts in their last 5 games. That's nearly 11 strikeouts a game they're averaging. Gilbert, in 6+ innings, you got to figure he's going to get his number. He's about 50-50, getting 7. But, that takes into account, or doesn't take into account, he's facing Oakland, which can't hit its way out of a paper bag. So you're going to get 6 + 7 innings out of him. And if that's the case, that increases his chances. Obviously, you're getting 7 strikeouts. The A's, the number 2 strikeout team in all of baseball. They've struck out the second most time, only behind this goofy Seattle team. So, and they're obviously in strikeout mode with 54 strikeouts in their last 5 games. So I don't know how he's not getting 7 tonight. Over 6.5. Give me Logan Gilbert, K total as our best bet. Double the play, triple the play after losing last night's Black Cloud play.
Oh, boy. Okay. I changed the hat. I got a bunch of the P hats for the Pirates today. We're going to celebrate a little bit, but this is the Black Cloud play of the night version of the Pirate hat. I said we might, remember the rally caps, things like that that you do and all that other stuff. This one may need to be the rally cap. How does this one lose? He pitches 6 innings. It gets 5 Ks. That's how this loses, right? Like we started out so good yesterday. We finished the show. Our guy had 2 Ks in the first inning. He had 1 more. You needed over 4.5, right? I mean,
unbelievable. 2 in the first inning, and he gets 1 more. And he pitched 6 innings, too. I mean, it's not like they took him out after 4. I mean, right? Nope. I mean, gave us every chance.
How many do you think that your guy tonight has to get the first time through the order, right? We get 9 batters first time through the order. What at least do you feel comfortable with? I mean, I think the minimum is 3. I think I want 4, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, 3 or 4.
The order's tougher to get the case.
A little tougher, yeah. Maybe Seattle jump out to a nice lead. No, I don't want a big lead, but I want him bearing down. So, actually, no, I don't want that. Maybe a 1-0 lead. But, yeah, get 3 or 4 through the first if you can, and then go from there. And then once you get that group going. So, and he's thrown 6 innings or more in 10 of his 12 starts. That's why we're going to get 6-7 innings out of him, unless something crazy happens.
Right.
So knowing that, and then you add on the strikeout. He's 5-7, getting 7 strikeouts. Now you throw what he's facing the second worst strikeout team. Figures to go 7 innings.
Yep.
Not as confident as last night, but pretty confident he's going to. I mean, this is the strikeout machine. Like I said, 54 strikeouts. We should have had Gilbert last night, or we should have had the Seattle pitcher last night, Kirby, rather than the Oakland pitcher.
Right. Your level of confidence, for anyone that watches the show or has been watching the show tonight, does not matter because you're confident that you would actually get a rebound in an NBA game, which if you're watching the show anywhere, tweet at Scott at Opposite Picks or at myself at SportsBKConsig, tag SportsGrid, and tell us if Gilbert's going to go over his K prop, but 2, if you think Wetzel would get a rebound. I need to know. I need immediate feedback on this because I'm sitting here trying to think of the number, and there's a lot of zeros on the no. On the under, a half of a rebound. I'm trying to come up with a price, and I don't know what it is. 5 minutes, I don't think you'd make 5 minutes of game time, despite you having the Hokas. And the biggest tell was you said you don't jump. You're done jumping. You don't jump.
Done jumping. Yeah. Maybe flinch a little bit, but actually getting off the ground? Yeah, I don't think so.
That's it.
Maybe a little. Maybe the real tippy toes.
Did the ball really get stuck in the hoop? What did you do?
Yeah, I got the other referee. Fortunately, he was 6'4". I said, "It's all yours, brother." I said, "Not me." No thanks.
What's up, brother?
Yeah.
What's up, brother? Go get that.
Go get it. I'm the young guy. That's on you. I got some good rebounding props for the NBA Finals. That's coming up.
Let's go.
get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that you know that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
4-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time here on the grid. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Fun-filled show. We got Steve Barrow coming up in about 10, 15 minutes or so. We'll go over some NBA stuff with him, some baseball stuff. We got our good buddy Cam Stewart joining us in about 40 minutes. We'll go over the PGA with the Memorial Tournament this weekend. That's a lot of fun. Jack's tournament. In the meantime, we got some baseball games here, Dave, and I want to get into the NBA preview because I did, as much as we're joking about rebounds, I got a couple of rebound props that are intriguing in the NBA. Don't make much sense to me, but we'll see if you can make heads or tails on the positive numbers that they're giving us on a couple of these things. But first up, let's just check the baseball board one time before we get to that. Tampa Bay did just beat the Marlins 5-3. Your Pirates added on a couple of runs, 10-5 now over the Dodgers. They bat bottom of the 7th.
Beautiful.
Stankies added on a run, 9-2 over the Twinkies, and we got Toronto 2-2 with Baltimore in some of the games. Anything on the live schedule jump off the page for you?
No, that was good news right there. We told people in the first hour to bet over 14.5 in the Pirates and Dodgers games because they weren't done. So we already got over that total. What did we say to take 4.5 with the Dodgers? So now we got to sweat that if you're watching the show with the the rest of the way. Can't help the Twins or the Twins bettors. I mean, we've been telling people for yesterday and then today, and the Yankees own the Twins. Have for years. 5-1 White Sox over the Cubs.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Mother Nature stopped the game and had a rain delay, which forced the White Sox to go to the bullpen. We talked about it. We said to take 4.5 plus money, 140 or so. Do we do it again? But it's only 2.5 right now, where I'm looking.
Wow.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
We can't do that yet, right? No.
No.
Boy,
they're down 4 runs, and it's only 2.5 on the money side, too. Now it's locked.
Yeah.
They just don't want any, who's betting the White Sox, I guess. I think the whole world's just saying, okay, this is a great betting opportunity. Maybe they win, but you know what? Grab the Cubs. Not the Cubs are playing great these days. 1-12, by the way, are the Cubs after their last 13 wins. 1-12. Yeah. That's like one of those stats where you're like, nah,
one
can't
time
be.
after a win, like put a 2-game winning streak together?
Yeah, their last 13 wins. Yep.
Whoa.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
So,
Wow.
They've been playing mediocre baseball. They really have. It's been a disappointment. Good start to the season, but
Second time through the league. A lot of guys.
Yeah.
Between the starting pitching and then when the lineup goes cold, around May, late May, early June, when it's hard to score runs, you can't win back-to-back games. You can't put together a 3 or 4 game winning streak. You have to be able to score runs, and they're not. So that's good. What about these rebounding props? I mean, we got our guy Zane watching the show, tweeting at us. Thank you for the tweet. He said he's looking for a loan to bet your rebounds prop under. So I know you gotta have something better than that.
Yeah. All right. So you bet his under, you get bet these guys total. So on FanDuel, they offer the goofy, player props, right? So, and I like looking for these things. So I got a few here. We'll start with, will any player break Steph Curry's finals record of May 3's 33?
What?
Now, if it's a 7-game series, someone would have to average 3.5. They're offering you 22-1 on this. And so they're giving you a good number. Can Luka or Tatum, probably, the two likely, especially Luka, can he make 33 threes in a 7-game series? It's over 4 games.
What if it doesn't go 7 games? You can't win this bet, can you? That's a tough, right?
No. Yeah.
Wow.
You definitely need to have a 7-game series.
Right.
Well, not all of them, but that one. But how about the Kyrie one?
How about that?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm looking at that. Does the Kyrie Irving 5+ assists in each game, does that have a number of games requirement, or that's just he has to average, or he has to get 5+? What if it's a sweep, but he gets 5+ in every game? That's good, right?
You win the bet. He averages 5.2, and they're giving you 19-1. I mean, they're giving you a good number on a number in which he averages. Could he get 3 in game 1 and 7 in game 2 and average 5 and you lose your bet? Yeah, of course. But they're not asking you to, they're only asking you to have him do what he does on average. And for 19-1, that's pretty good.
So 2 things. It only takes 1 to not win that bet. So that's the hard part, because he could have 8, 7, 2, 8, 5, 7, and they play a 6-game series, and that one game is 2 and loses the bet. 2, who's covering him? I don't know. I don't know who's covering him. Is he going to take? I think in the series, don't you think he's going to take more of a scoring role? There might be that game where he has, that under assist number because he's got to score 38. There's going to be a game or 2. I feel like, not that Kyrie's the key to the series, but you saw it against Minnesota. You saw it in the series before that. Luka has his running partner. I mean, that's Batman and Robin. And there's times where Luka's not even getting the ball, or he's passing to Kyrie and everybody else. I don't know. What else you got? What else is on that list?
All right. Jason Tatum to record 5 assists in every game of the series.
Ooh.
That's only 5-1. But he averages 6 rebounds a game. So we're going one lower than that.
Now we're talking.
So
I like that. At what point do you say you only get 5-1? I mean, what store are you always shopping in if you're not happy with 5-1? That's a good price.
When I'm looking at Kyrie at 19-1. So compared to the 19-1, 5-1 is only 5-1.
Only 5-1.
Well,
what about the double prop? What about the double?
Double for Luka. 6. Can he get a double in every game? 6-1. I will tell you, in the 2 games they played in the regular season, not only did he get a double in both, he got a triple-double in both games. They're giving you 6-1. It's hard to get a double-double, for. You got to figure the series is going to go, at least 6, right? You would think 5-6, right?
I would think so.
So can he get 10 rebounds? He's going to get his 10 points. So is he going to get 10 rebounds or 10 assists, one of the 2 in every game?
Well, I don't think
I don't
you
like
have
that
to
one
worry
as much
about
as like the other
points,
ones,
right? Like unless
Right.
he gets hurt, or you actually
no.
get a couple minutes for the Celtics and box him out and
And
take
he
him
can't
out.
get any rebounds. Yeah.
Right. That's
And I got
you may
rebounded.
be the cause of the reason him not getting the rebound prop, but I like the
Right.
bet because the double-double isn't just the rebound prop. He can get it with the assist. That's
Yeah.
actually not a bad thing, but we don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
He's scoring 10 points every game, minimum. So
Yeah.
it's really, I don't know. I feel like that one has a possibility. What's that last one on the list?
Luka to get 8 rebounds or more in every game, plus 440. He averages 9.5, 9.6. This would almost be like hedging or covering your original 6-1 bet for him to get a double-double. If he doesn't get a double-double, chances are he's going to get 8 in every game if he's averaging close to 10. Plus 440, not a great number, but in your world,
that's not bad. Nothing wrong with 440. Give me a couple 440s once or twice a week, and we're good. That's a good number. I really need to know if you're going to be on the court and you get any minutes, because again, the rebounding prop for Luka, we have to know if Wetzel's out there, boxing out,
I'll tell you
elbows
what.
up.
I'll be like DeJounte Porter, that dude. Was that his name? If we make the bet, don't worry about me. I'll take care of it for you.
You're out.
You get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bids?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that you know that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports
Be a
today.
guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet. Because he's injured. Again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
3-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
Okay. Welcome back in Game Live, prime time here on the grid. 14 past the hour. Scott Wetzel Day, Sharapan, as we check out some baseball stuff, little NBA preview there as well. So out of those, real quickly, before we get back to the baseball, Diamond, out of all those, if you were going to play one that we did last segment, Dave, which one stood out the best one?
I think I like the Tatum one, despite the fact that you said only 5-1. I like 5-1, so that's good. And then I think I kind of like that Luka double-double. The 22-1 is a long shot. The 19-1 is a long shot. I know you love those, and I feel like You might have some run in it, but it's not going to get you to the window. We're all about getting in. We're all about getting to the window. That's why we got our next guest coming on. He helps people get to the window, all that other stuff. Which one is your favorite on that list? Which one did you like the most?
I think I'm going to do the Kyrie 5. Well, I'm going to do them all. Who am I kidding? But the one I like the most is the 5 assists in every game at 19-1. Averages 5.2.
Can't resist.
I do like that.
You really can't resist a good price. You just never do.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, let's find out who our next guest likes the baseball, the diamond, and the NBA as well. Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com, joins us from time to time as he does now. What's going on, Steve? How are you tonight?
Scott, doing well, and I'm so glad we're on with Sharapan because I gave out the Pirates as a free play in a video earlier today on Wager Talk TV, and then I said, well, first 5 is probably the safer option, as Skeens has just been fantastic, and not bad again today. It's in 6-5 innings, a little below average for him, but still, he's a superstar.
Pirates got an ace, Steve. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like every day that I see when he's pitching, a day or two ahead of time, get ready to watch the game, talk about it, all this other stuff. So did you look at any other K props or anything with Skeens? He's talking about like Rookie of the Year. And I know people that are trying to bet his Cy Young. I don't think he's going to win his Cy Young. But where are you at on not just today, but like Skeens going forward the rest of the season? Because we got producers and stuff telling me that they're trying to shut him down. They're not shutting him down, are they? Please tell me no.
Well, here's what's interesting to me, Dave, is that he had a no-hitter going in his second start, and they pulled him after 6 innings. And in fact, the last 3 outings, he'd gone exactly 6 innings. He only went 5 tonight. So that is a prop to keep an eye out for. The odds makers weren't sleeping, by the way. The over-under was 16.5 outs tonight. He only got 15, so he actually stayed under. But if you ever find a sports book sleeping and putting up 18.5, which would be into the 7th inning, he just doesn't seem like they're going to pitch him more than 6. You got a no-hitter going in your second career start, and they pull you after 6. That kind of tells me all I need to know.
Maybe that's why Dave and I were talking to how they lowered from last night anyway to this afternoon, Steve, his strikeout prop from 7.5 to 6.5. And I was like, what? Somebody knows something, and maybe that's it. Maybe just the book is that they're not going to let this guy. He threw 93 pitches, but maybe they just are going to keep those numbers modest because they know he's not going to be in there for 100-plus pitches.
Yeah, it's a good point, Scott. He threw 93 pitches, only 61 strikes. That's 32 balls. That's not a very good ratio right there as well. He's got to get the pitch count down. My Little League teams, Dave, you'll like this. We've got one decent pitcher, but he throws a lot of balls, and we have to pull him after the 4th or 5th. We can't get a complete game out of him. We've been talking about that. So it's another reason I love coaching because it translates, honestly, to handicapping and how I look at these pro sports as well, both basketball and baseball. And, yeah, that pitch count, 93 pitches in just 5 innings, he's got to get that down.
Correct. And I was at that game at Wrigley when he had the no-hitter. The Wrigley faithful were booing. He struck out the first 7 guys he faced. The Major League record for starting a game is 9. The 8th guy grounded out, and the people booed at Wrigley Field. It was awesome. It was electric. All right. Tonight, the boys have a producer's pick on this game. Wetzel has the same game parlay on this game. There's the producer's pick, Cease, 7+ strikeouts and over. There's Wetzel's same game parlay. He's lamenting the fact, Wetzel is, that the Padres have lost the first 2 games of this series. And both games went under, Steve. Any opinion, thoughts of, the other freeway series out in Anaheim tonight?
Yeah, full disclosure, I've been wrong in this series so far. I was on Wager Talk today, Monday, and I actually gave out the Padres in Game 1. And one of the things I liked about it was I like playing road favorites in Game 1 of a series because they normally don't overlook weaker teams, and you're getting a discount because they're on the road. But I did have my gut feeling, Dave, after doing this for 30 years, my gut feeling was like Anaheim's got to start winning some home games. They were 7-21. Yep. A couple weeks ago, every team had 10 or more home wins. A couple weeks ago, and Anaheim still had 7. And now, boom, boom, back-to-back, right? 8-9. So this might be the spot, though. I do still think San Diego's an underrated team. And if you look at their offensive numbers on the road this year, the Padres have been fantastic away from that pitcher-friendly park of Petco. They're batting almost 290 on the road, averaging over 5 runs a game. So big picture, I do think San Diego is a play-on team. Anaheim remains a bad team. It'd be Padres or pass in this one.
How about Seattle and Oakland, Steve? Logan Gilbert, Joey Estes. You know, the Mariners have quietly won 8 of 9. They have lost all 5 of Gilbert, well, his last 5 starts, I should say. They're 0-5 in his last 5, but they're red hot and playing a bad Oakland A's team.
Exactly right, Scott. And I was actually on the baseball show yesterday on Wager Talk TV, and I gave out the Mariners in this game, in the game last night. And one of the things I mentioned is that they didn't play Monday. So that was actually game 1 last night for this series. And I like taking, once again, good road favorites against bad home teams, especially game 1. Now, maybe Oakland sneaks in and catch some, napping tonight. If Seattle wins again tonight, then maybe Oakland gets it tomorrow. But it's Mariners or pass for me. This is a very good Seattle team. As you mentioned, they've won 8 of their last 9. And Oakland is worse than their 24-38 record. So there's actually still some upside playing their downside, in my opinion.
You got about 30 seconds. Do you want to give a lean or a side in the NBA Finals between the Celtics and the Mavs, or in the NHL Stanley Cup between the Panthers and who they playing again? Oh, yeah, Edmonton Oilers. Tell Prez I said hello.
I'll give you a couple guys to fade, Dave, in the finals. Horford under props because I think Porzingis is going to get more minutes now that he's back. And also Gafford under points because he's going to have trouble scoring with Porzingis back. So the Porzingis factor, Gafford under, Horford under for each team.
Quick yes or no answer. Do you think Scott Wetzel would get a rebound in an NBA basketball game?
He'd find one. It depends on the minutes. If he got enough minutes, he'd find one.
Yes! There you go, Steve. Thank you very much. WagerTalk.com. Check them out. Thanks.
You get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that you know that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
3-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I think you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live, prime time here on the grid. Thanks again, and really a special thanks to Steve Merrill, Wager Talk, joining us there, getting involved in our little discussion here on rebounds. In fact, I did send out a tweet, a little questionnaire poll. How many rebounds would I get, Dave, in an NBA game if I got 5 to 10 minutes of playing time? 4 or more, because nobody gets rebounds. Nobody voted for that yet. 2 or 3, 7%. 1, 21%, basically. Are you serious? 74%.
Thank you.
So
thank you. The Are You Serious
What?
is leading by 4.
Not by much, though. I still have 28% that said that I would get at least one rebound if you combine the two categories.
You don't want to take 5-1. You don't want to take 6-1.
No.
And you think that 74% is close because of the other people, the 26% that you don't have? What kind of math
It's
are
early
we
in the
doing
voting.
here tonight? It's
It's
early
in the
All right.
voting.
I'll have to
I meant
get
to
on
send
the
that out
Twitter
to
right
everybody.
now and find your poll, and I'll vote for it. Have them the people have to vote. If you're watching the show, go vote because I'll go over 74%. It's going to end up over 74%. How long did you leave the poll up for?
I just posted it like 5 minutes ago. So Big
What
Cat
did you
says
set
0.0.
the time of the parameters? Is it a 24-hour poll?
Is that what I did?
Okay.
24 hours? Yeah. I don't even
Doesn't
know.
even know.
So
Yes, you can change.
not,
You can do a poll for 10 minutes. You can do a poll for 2 days. Any amount of minutes or hours in between.
I did it so fast I forgot to put the SportsGrid on there and you on there. I should have done that. I forgot.
That would have helped. Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
that
get
would've
this
helped.
thing to go viral. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
For everybody that's just joining us, a huge prop bet tonight. Scott Wetzel get a rebound in an NBA game. He says yes. I say no. Facts are he's wearing Hokas and he doesn't jump. Stop jumping in like the 1990s, right? I mean, it's been a while since you actually jumped.
It's been a little while.
You are refereeing up and down the court. I still don't think you touched the ball, period. But that's fine.
Yeah. The last time I jumped is when the last time the wife said she was ready to go. Well, okay, here we go. That made me jump. That made me jump.
I don't even know what
so
to
it's
say.
been a while. So it's
What do
been
you
a
like
while.
in the Stanley Cup? Do you like the Oilers or do you like the Panthers?
No. We got to like the Panthers. We got to root on the Panthers, right? It's part of our S&W corporation, right? So don't like laying $140, but I think it's going to be a fun series. I do think it's going to be a low-scoring series, which is not good for bettors, right? Because we all want to bet these props and goal props
Why?
and this and that and assists. Well, because we're not going to get that much scoring. I think we're looking at 3-1, 3-2 games tops.
So bet the under. This is the beauty of this. We talked about this yesterday. When the Canucks played the Bruins in the Stanley Cup, it was 2011, and I was rolling. I had nailed a bunch of plays. I had things going, and I made an announcement to everybody in the book. You bet every game in this series under, boys. Every game. You go 6 out of 7. It went 6 out of 7. I wasn't even on TV then. I was still working in the books. This is a long time ago. But everybody thought I knew something. I got it right. 6 out of 7. Are you happy if you bet 6 out of 7 and you only lose one? You get 6 out of 7. That's good, right?
Yeah, that'll take.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You don't want to take 5-1. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. You don't like 5-1. You went 19-1.
Well, if you think about it, 6-1 is 5-1. Right?
It's 5 bets. Yeah, we're up 5 units. Yes, that's good.
Yeah. Same thing. So,
thank you.
How long before do you think they lower it to 5? If we get 2-1, 2-1, or 2-1, 3-1, we'll say. Is it 5 in game 3?
Stays the same. Stays the same.
Yeah?
Because the change in venue. Now, if we go under, we probably go to 5. We probably go to 5 in game 4. And for sure, if it's, if it falls on 5 and the other 3 go under, when we come back to Florida, 5. That's your number. 5. Yeah. Pirates win.
Oof. By 4 or by 5 or by 3? 4? All right. You got it 4.5 with the Dodgers. You're a winner. Put that with the parlay with the over. You're a double winner. How about that? Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Done this before.
All right. Yep. More coming up. InGame Live, PrimeTime.
get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that you know that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
20-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, Overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live, prime time here on a wonderful Wednesday. Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan for another half hour. I will put the baseball, I actually won't put it aside. We'll get some thoughts on baseball, little NHL finals, little NBA finals as well, and great tournament. Maybe the best 1-2 weekend back-to-back on the PGA Tour with the Memorial this week and the PGA next week. Maybe not. We'll see. With our good buddy Cam Stewart who joins us now. What's going on, Cam? With a major next week. What's going on, Cam? How are you tonight, bud?
Yeah, U.S. Open.
US
Great call, Wetzel. I always remember the U.S. Open because it's always on Father's Day on Sunday, so that's how you never forget. That's how I remember it. And I'll tell you, this Memorial Tournament is amazing. I remember what Dirt McGirt said. He's like, man, not only I get to meet Jack Nicklaus, he's got the best ice cream bar in the world. He owns a creamery. So these guys are like, literally, they come out there. Apparently, Jack makes a mean milkshake, and him and Barbara are fattening up the golfers. They have a great time in Dublin, Ohio. It's going to be a great tournament, classic course, long course. All the big names are going to be there this week, and that's what we look for in these tournaments. I know it's been a crazy year on tour, guys, with guys winning at 300-1, amateurs, all this stuff, but I got to be honest with you. Chalk is the way to go this week. The cream rises to the top. I'd be shocked if a guy like over 100-1 won this tournament. You might have some guys in the 60 to 80 range, guys, but this tournament will not play easy. Scott, I'm taking the approach, less is more. Dave, less is more. Less picks, more units, big guys. Let's go. Colin Morikawa. What can I say about this guy? He's been top 5 in basically every single week for the last month. Can he get it done on Jack's course? You're damn right he can. Sneaky long, got to get that putter going. It's been a lot better. Colin Morikawa at 14. Victor Hovland, change of equipment. People are like, what's the deal? What I've been watching very closely every single week, like a stock, Victor's stock is continuing to rise after, hey, when you change equipment, it's going to take a while for guys. So he's figuring it out now. 18-1 on a course that he loves. I'm there. Ludwig Aubert, the international field. Hey, guys, I should work for the United Nations. I got an American. I got a Norwegian. I got a Swede, and I got an Austrian. Aberg, 25-1. Watch out. This guy is one of the best players in the world, and that price in this field, we're getting a better number. If these guys weren't there, he'd be about 12-1. And my one bomb, I'm going with the Georgian Bulldog, the big Georgia Bulldog from Austria, Dangerous Sepp Straka at 66-1. He fits the bills, murders the ball, great short game and putter. the length here will not destroy him. So Sepp Straka is a very dangerous underdog at 66. Guys, I'm not screwing around. Patrick Cantlay loves Jack Nicklaus. Jack Nicklaus loves Patrick Cantlay. I don't like his slow play, but I like his results at the Memorial every single year inside the top 5. Give me Cantlay for plus 220 for a top 10. Frank Font, we got more? You damn right we do. Top 20s is the way I'm rolling, Wetzel. Maybe, you know what, we can win this week. You could buy yourself something nice and frilly, get good groceries for the family. This is a big week for me. Let's go. We're going to go with the top 20s. Max Homa, plus 110. This guy fits the bill, hits it long and straight. Get that putter rolling, Max, and you could be there. Sahith Theegala, he's not afraid of length, plus 140. Will Zalatoris, the harder the course, the little big man from Wake Forest murders it. Austin Eckroat. Yes, Austin Eckroat. Am I crazy? Yes, I am. I got a frog in my throat with Eckroat. But murders the ball off the tee, one of the best drivers of the golf ball, and length is premium this week. First round leaders, you could throw Morikawa in there. And by the way, guys, if you want to do your own thing, do you know, Scott, I got a trivia question for you and Dave. Who's been the first round leader in 2 of the last 3 events? And we've had Schauffele. Schauffele. The answer is Schauffele, but his odds are really low this week because now these guys are, remember I tell you, they usually like jack them up even more, but they're realizing, hey, this guy does really well out of the gate. So not a lot of value, but watch out for him and Morikawa. But I'm going with Hovland, all my guys, 22. Aubert, 30. Theegala, 40. I got strep throat with Sepp Straka at 50. Thompson's water seal, Dave, does your deck, the girls with all the pounding of baseballs and softballs, you need a new coating of Thompson's water seal. 70-1, great price. And Austin Eckroat is my long shot that I'm going with all the way this week. First round leader to win the whole works. I'm in with this guy. Little sprinkle, 75-1 first round leader. Carver's got some crazy picks. I think he picked Chris Gotterup at 130-1. I go, what? Gotter what? Wow. Gotterup, yeah. So watch out if you like bombs. He likes Chris Gotterup, 120 when I did the golf show with him this week, guys. I also have a couple picks for Liv on the network. After me and Gabe on Friday night, we were in Houston, Texas. You know who went to Oklahoma? Even though he plays well in Texas, the Gooch. On different strokes, that was Arnold's bully, Gooch.
Yep.
Remember Stuart the Gooch?
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, he's the Gooch at 15-1. Dave, you have questions? I have answers. Abraham, answer at 22-1. Wow, I got 2 Oklahoma players at the top. Interesting. Let's throw a Belgium in there. Thomas Peters and Scott. This one's for me, you, and Dave, the old guy. Hello, it's Dick Bland. Is Dick Bland boring, you say? No, he's the opposite of bland. Do you guys know this guy won a senior major last week against some of the best competition flying under the radar? And he's 55-1 to win on a course that's only 7,200 yards? Dick Bland. Richard, we could do it again, pal, at 55 in Houston. Let's rock and cash some golf tickets. Oh, I'm sweat. Working up a sweat here.
That was unbelievable. That was an outstanding shift right there. Like, just, tap your helmet, come over, sit down for a second. I'm going to tee you up. All right. Baseball games left on the board, Seattle and Oakland, and the Padres and the Angels. Wetzel's tied into the Padres again tonight. Merrill just came on talking about being wrong earlier this week with this series. The boys have a producer's pick tonight. The computer somehow said the Angels are the side. They never do this on a plus dog like this. C strikeouts and the Padres win for the producers. Cam, anything on that game or the other game?
I'm on the Padres. I agree with the producer's picks. I think it's a very good pick. Okay. I think Cease might get about 9 or 10. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually had double-digit Ks in this game. I think he's going to mow lots of guys down. As for Seattle, Oakland, I always look for an excuse to take Oakland. I can't believe we hit that under again, Dave. It was the whole game it was going over, and we won again. I'm like, oh, my God, thank you. We were on with Riggs last night. Me, Gabe, and him were high-fiving. I'm like, thank God that game stayed under. It was amazing. Why not ruin the trend? Why don't we take it again? One of these nights we're going to lose, but I really don't care. I don't want to get in front of it. I'm looking at Oakland as a pooch. Guys, women's tennis, too. 2 huge underdogs came in today. Watch out. I'm not so sure if Coco Gauff, the American phenom, can beat Io Swiatek, who I have to win the tournament, but look for the spreads bet. This girl is the real deal. She's figuring it out. And if she wins this match, she will win the French Open, because on the other side of the bracket, 2 huge underdogs won their matches today, one at plus 400 and the other one at plus 320. Crazy stuff going on at the French Open. If you like underdogs in tennis, women's betting is the way to go. I'm telling you, you can print money.
I have a very important question. Talking about underdogs, right?
Yes.
Oklahoma's beating Texas. Texas is a big underdog in that. That's a women's sport. What's not another big underdog tonight? Okay, we've gone through this. We've been talking about this all show long. Scott Wetzel, yes or no to get a rebound in an NBA basketball game? If he plays a total of a maximum of 5 minutes, would you bet over or under a half a rebound for 5'10" Scott Wetzel on an
Scott,
NBA basketball?
I love you, but the answer is no. Am I getting take back?
Thank you.
Come on, Scott. It's like when I told Gabe I
We
can hit
gotta get Merrill
60%
back
from the
on.
free throw line. Maybe
gotta
after
call
20,
Merrill back
maybe
on.
after 20 Budweiser, if I'm in the zone, like when you get drunk and you play ping pong and you can't miss. I got come on, Wetzel. Maybe at the YMCA, buddy, with your fellow referees.
No.
Come on.
Nobody
You can't
rebounds
get a
Cam
rebound.
in the NBA. You know that.
You're telling me, Wetzel, you're just going to sit there. Scott Wetzel, who works on SportsGrid against these professional athletes and grab a board. Scott, I love you, but no. The answer is no. It's like me stepping onto the PGA and going, hey, everybody, I'm going to beat Scotty Scheffler on this hole. Ha, 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 ha. As I put 6 fairways over. Come on, Wetzel. Give your head a shake. Hey, the Blue Jays won.
40-year-old Chris
Oh, my
Paul.
God. Yes.
40-year-old Chris Paul averaged 4 rebounds a game. I think I can get 1.
Chris Paul's an athlete, Scott. You're a talk show host. Cut his mic. I'm going to pull him Renzi.
I am a lean, mean fighting machine.
Scott, you can't even handle your weight fighting for
kidding
turkeys at the grocery store. Give your head a shake. I love you, though.
Get out of here.
Oh, my God.
You get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that you know that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, prime time.
40-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen and watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, prime time here on the grid. Just checking out the poll results. 73% are you serious? 27% a combination of 1, 2, or 3, or 4 or more, which has now gotten some votes. I don't know who voted, but thank you very much. 3.8% of the vote says thank you, boys. 4%. So keep plugging away.
The producers, the home base, everybody at the home office is betting 4 or more to support you. Is that what's going on right now?
Apparently. There you go.
Oh,
you know? I know
All
where the bread is buttered. You know,
I guess
you want
so.
those trends, then you better bet yes. You know, you want those trends every day, then you better bet, open up 5 different Twitter feeds. Open up different accounts and bet more than once.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh, brother.
That's good. Yeah. All right.
All
What are
right.
we doing right now? Please get it together.
Where we go. Baseball. Baseball. All right, Stanks up 9-5, so that's basically done. Top of the 9th inning. Texas 4-1 over the Tigers. That's going to the bottom of the 6th. All right, Cubbies are making a move. All right, 5-3 now, bottom 6, plus 188. Can the White Sox blow it again? That's the question. And we got Angels already. Angels already up 1-0 over the Padres and Dylan Cease. Ugh. Are the Padres going to get swept by the lousy Angels?
How many strikeouts?
Wow.
How many strikeouts does he have? Does he have strikeouts?
Let's see. Probably not. I bet somebody hit a home
Oh.
run. That was a fast run. That was a fast run.
No.
A
lot of ball game
one
left.
hit.
A lot of ball game.
No strikeouts. Yeah, no strikeouts.
Oh, boy.
Home run for Chanel number 5. Leadoff home run.
Is that like
Probably the
is
first
that like
pitch of the
Mambo
game.
number 5? You remember Mambo number
Something
5?
like that.
Yeah.
No, don't remember that one.
Lou Bega?
I
You
remember
don't
Chanel
remember
number 5.
Mambo number 5?
Mambo number 5?
Up
No.
and down, move it all around. You don't know Lou Bega? Mambo number 5? Come on.
Is that a song or a dance?
Yes.
Or a movie?
Lou
No, I don't know
Bega.
that.
Mambo number 5. Google it after on the ride home. You'll be going like this on the train ride home. You'll be singing in your ear,
Is that the one where the
dancing.
fans in the stands jump to?
Jump up and
Or
down, move it all around. Yes, yeah, you'll know it immediately upon hearing it. You've either heard it at a graduation party, bar mitzvah, some
Yeah,
big
probably.
social event out on the island, and all them parties and places you go and all that other stuff in between your gym workouts to get a rebound in an NBA game. Come on, what are we talking about?
Right.
Please.
Estes, by the way, with 2 strikeouts already. It's amazing. So last night we were on the last night we were on the Oakland pitcher. To get the strikeouts.
Yep.
He gets 3. So today, and Kirby had like 9. So today we flipped over to to Seattle's pitcher, Gilbert. Now it's just a start at bottom of the 1st, but it would be nice to have Estes. Since he already has 2 in the 1st inning, and his number was only 4.5. So
Yeah, well,
we're going back and
you
forth with this
flip-flop.
Oakland and Seattle strikeout props. It's amazing.
That doesn't work out so well sometimes when you go, you got one, sometimes you have to come back on the one you had. When you flip-flop, sometimes it goes opposite. Let's ask you this question. The Pirates have taken the first 2 from the Dodgers. All right, it's nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me. I got the Willie Stargell, throwback, everything. The Buccos going to sweep. They won the first 2 games. They were dogs, and then they were favorites, small, when Skeen's pitching. Bigger dogs tomorrow than either game. They sweeping the Dodgers tomorrow? What do you think?
I'm amazed the Dodgers are only minus 185 favorites with Buehler on the hill. I'll tell you what, if they sweep, then they didn't sweep against the lesser of the pitchers for the Dodgers. They went through, the big boys. They would have beaten Buehler, they would have beaten Glasnow and Paxton. I mean, can they really do that? That would be something.
Yeah. Why not?
Speaking of, let me see. We want to check this out. How many without looking? I don't even know what they actually seat. What, 40,000, 41,000? How much at PNC Park? What do you think they got tonight?
37.5, I think, is capacity. It's not even
capacity?
40. Capacity's not 40.
Okay.
So I'm going to guess, Wednesday, middle of the week, 32,000.
Yeah, I was going to guess a little more. I think they got around 34, 35, I would think. With Skeens on the hill? You don't think they got a sellout against the Dodgers?
No.
I'd be surprised if it at least wasn't 35. Let's see.
I'll go on. I'll go under.
Ooh, 29,700.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I know it's
School's
a Wednesday,
not out yet.
but
School's not out yet, and it's a Wednesday. Still a school night. Can't bring the kids. Even to see the Skeens pitch, you just go next time when summer vacation starts. It's always been
it's
a
the
thing.
Dodgers, though. Not going to be able to see the Dodgers every day.
That's the last time the Dodgers are in. Tomorrow. That's it. So,
yeah,
you want to go see Ohtani. And do you like going to games and watching BP? Did you ever like that? That's one of my favorite things to do. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Almost like that more than the game.
Early. Yeah,
now, how much do you
do
think
too.
they got? How much do you think they got Tuesday? And whatever it is, do you consider it a bump because Skeens is pitching today, or just luck?
Yes, I would say Tuesday was probably less than 20,000, probably 22, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah. Might be 16.
Tuesday. Really? That low?
Yeah.
Tuesday was 24,000. That's not too bad.
Hello.
All right, so you got 29 tonight, and then 24.
Yeah.
So you got about a 5,000 bump. So 5,000 times $50 a ticket times another $50 for parking and concessions and whatever. He probably got you about $500,000 tonight extra, right?
$50 to park in Pittsburgh? You might that's New York prices. It only costs $20 to park in Pittsburgh, bro. Come on.
Really? Wow. Yeah. That's golden. Wow.
You get a full and true assessment on how your ball club looks for the entirety of an MLB campaign. So, how did you look at this Memorial Day weekend around the bins?
There's at least a half a dozen teams right now that that are completely out of it and are going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and I think you could probably look at it the other way too, and then everybody else is sort of in between, and that's the hard part to figure out between now and the trade deadline.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. Fantasy sports today.
Be a guy that's really useful in your fantasy rotation? I think the answer is yes.
Game time decisions.
And guess what? I'm going to lose the bet because he's injured again.
Betting above the rim.
He's got a broke J. That's all there is to it. He's got no confidence in that jump shot.
My thing you've always heard me say on the network is you're either winning or you're rebuilding.
InGame Live All Access.
Wondering when that was going to happen, and the answer is it just did.
Sometimes you think the bigger guy will have the advantage. Well, if the little guy can move, Joe, it's hard to hit the little guy sometimes when you're a big boy, right?
InGame Live, PrimeTime.
3-1, I'm going to take a little flyer on Justin Rose.
InGame Live, overtime.
As you sit here and listen, watch right now, you may want to consider placing that bet.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
It's 2-0. He's crying behind our bench. And now it's 2-2. He's got a little bit more pep in his step right now. He's sort of into it. You guys will catch him next time they do a bet shop. See if they can get through this power play, though. And, they got a 2-on-1 here. Potentially 3-on-1. So you got to finish this off. They do. They do. I say you got to finish that off.
Sports Rage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back InGame Live, PrimeTime here on the grid. Look at this. We have a little poll up there as we talk a little NBA. It's sent out a tweet about me getting a rebound in an NBA game. Give me 5 minutes. How many would I get? And so far, I'm getting some support. So it's a moral victory. It may not be the support I completely want, but I am getting some support on that. How about that? 70 or so percent say, are you serious? Perhaps they didn't understand the question. It's not that they're saying no. They just, they didn't understand the question.
Listen, the number is good. I still got it. We made it a half of a rebound. The numbers that people voted for your percentage, guys, is 72.2% when we took the screenshot for 0. Are you serious? And the other 20% that you sent out to all your family, friends, and all those people probably in the ref league that you're doing are voting 20.4%. So 92% and change have voted for 0 or 1, which means that my number of a half, the under is definitely juiced, is still the number that we need to put up in the book. So
right,
you ain't getting a rebound. You ain't getting a rebound. It's just not happening. You're not getting a rebound. All right? Just to let the dream go. No, it would not.
Again, 6 feet Chris Paul, who's 40 years old, right?
He
gets
will
4
box
rebounds
you
a game.
out. If you go against him, he's getting it before you.
Listen, I would have him in tears, first off. You're forgetting about the psychological advantage I have over all these people. This is why I would beat Serena Williams in a tennis match. This is why I would pick a golfer in a golf match, because I'm under the basket and I'm making fun of him because he has no championships, right? I'm making fun of him because on the Love Boat, he's the only one without a championship there with his buddies LeBron and company. I'm making fun of him because his commercials are awful, So he would be in tears. He would be like scurrying the other side. And now we get the rebound.
He wouldn't even acknowledge that you were talking to him. Like, you got to come with the game. Like, you better have your A game on. When you played sports, were you a talker? Did you do you talked?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got into a fight, the baseball diamond. Went after a guy with a baseball bat, but that's another story. I wasn't going to hit him, but I was like Walking Tall. Remember that movie, Walking Tall? So
Yeah.
I'm dragging as I'm walking. I was batting, he was pitching, and so we had a brawl before then. Anyway, so
what were you?
He threw a couple.
Were you about 11?
What do you mean 11?
League? 11 years
old?
old?
Oh no, this is high school. This is high school.
Oh,
yeah, this is high school. Yeah. So I threw a couple pitches I thought were a little too inside, and I didn't like this kid anyway. So yeah, I started walking out to the mound, dragging the baseball bat like Walking Tall.
Really?
Yeah. So that was the end of my senior year. And then
okay.
We had a great junior year too. So all my dreams up in smoke.
I can tell you this. When I played hockey, I never stopped. I never stopped until I took I'd get blasted in the corner and I'd get back and still talk. I'd lean in the face-off and the ref would be getting ready to drop the puck. And even if I was playing center or wing, I'd lean over and say, I'm going to be here all night and I'm not going to stop. Just so you know, I'm going to go in the corner. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in front of the net if you want to come find me. Oh, it was nonstop. My brothers, when we all went up playing at school, my brother, Dan, who's a 6'2", 260 monster defenseman, he used to tell me all the time when we got to the bench, can you please shut up? Because they keep I got to come protect you. I'm like, no, I don't know no other way to play. When I played baseball, it was very minimal. And then adult league softball, we used to go play in these tournaments. These teams would come, invite us to come play. They'd have to be like, Dave, you can't come back. Like, you can play on Saturday, but you can't come on Sunday because the other team's looking for it because it wouldn't stop. So feel very blessed to show up here and talk about the sports every day. Guys, great job in the back. Unbelievable job with that Twitter poll. Wetzel, you ain't ever getting a rebound in no NBA game. It just ain't happened.
Celtics or Mavs, and in how many games?
I think it goes 6 or 7 games. I think if it goes 7,
all right, there you go. That fucking